But you might be thinking, South Korea was just an isolated case. Its success story isn't something other countries can replicate. After all, wealthy countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, and Japan, now strong advocates of free trade for developing countries, often claim that free markets were the key to their own economic success. That assumption, however, couldn't be more wrong. South Korea's rise wasn't an exception. It was part of a broader pattern seen throughout history. The truth is, these wealthy nations also relied heavily on protectionism, industrial policy, and government intervention during their early stages of development. Their free trade rhetoric for developing nations today hides a history of strategies remarkably similar to those South Korea employed. So no, South Korea wasn't alone. It was following a playbook that has driven the success of many of today's richest countries. Now, let's ask the obvious question. If these strategies worked so well for today's richest countries, why are they now discouraged or outright denied for developing nations? The answer lies in what economist Friedrich List famously called kicking away the ladder. List was a German thinker who, in 1841, accused Britain of preaching free trade to other countries while having achieved its own industrial supremacy through high tariffs and government subsidies. Once Britain reached the top, List argued, it turned around and removed the very tools that could help others climb the same path. This ladder kicking isn't just a historical anecdote, it's a practice that continues to shape global economic policy. Today, some rich countries actively discourage developing nations from using protective tariffs, subsidies, or state-led industrial policies, insisting that free trade and open markets are the only way forward. To make matters worse, many of these nations don't even recognize their own double standards. Over time, the true history of capitalism has been rewritten, intentionally or not, to fit the narrative of free trade as the ultimate path to prosperity. This selective memory is perpetuated by institutions like the World Bank, World Trade Organization, and the IMF, which often impose conditions on loans that require developing countries to open their markets, cut tariffs, and reduce state intervention. The same tactics Britain used to keep its colonies economically dependent and prevent them from building competitive industries. All this while the wealthiest nations continue to protect their own industries in subtle but significant ways, such as agricultural subsidies, intellectual property laws, and favorable trade agreements. Hey, if you like that video, click somewhere to the right of your screen to watch the full unfiltered version. All the best and thank you.